What's up, man? Another great week. Week 3. Very good for the big guy here. 2 weeks in a row as a GPP bro to be up is good. Nothing, no huge smashes, but, every week that you don't lose your ass at GPPs, and that just keeps your bankroll up to go smash another one is a great week, so we'll take it 2 weeks in a row. My dude that's normally always here with me, John Gold JD, definitely won a ticket to the King of the Beach and did well at GPPs and was at the President's Cup. So that guy's a go-getter. That's why he's passed out drunk. That's why he couldn't be here to break down this Monday night slate with me. So it's just going to be me. But you know what? I'm the founder of the Showdown, Hoedown, and I do this shit by myself all the time, you motherfather, so don't worry about it. It'll still be good. I know just as much as him. He's just a little bit nicer to me. That's it. That's all. That's all he's got. What's up, new guy? I'm the Degenerate75. You see that below me, that Twitter handle? Why don't you go give me a follow on Twitter? But more importantly, why don't you go like and subscribe this video if you enjoy it. If you like the cut of my jib, go check it out, right? Go click that little red button that says subscribe because the channel's growing fast as shit, and I need all the help. And you can't help but notice there's no ads on here because I'm not a fucking poor. So help a man out and just subscribe, and we'll call it even. You see my schedule up here? Got the schedule all printed out because this motherfather does content every single day. I do football and I do golf, and I got this big-ass schedule above me. Right now, you're watching the Monday show. You see how it says Monday right there by 10 a.m.? I might get it up by 9 a.m. if I'm feeling squirrely. We'll have to see how I'm doing. Tuesday, me and John do the week-long preview for NFL. Wednesday is the emergency stream for golf because golf's awesome. If you don't play it, because it's fall season, F you. Thursday, we do Thursday Night Football. Friday, I do the College Football Show, which is the most fucking profitable show ever, and no one watches it. People must just hate money or be in a state that doesn't allow it. Saturday, we do our Final Thought show, and then Sunday, I do the Sunday Sweat where you can watch the games live with me, right? We also do a drawing every Saturday on that show, and if you want to be in that drawing, simply just go drop a comment right here. Who is the smash play tomorrow or tonight on Monday Night Football? That's it. Who's going to smash tonight? That's all I need to know, right? You put that down here. I'll get your name up on the wheel. You can also go like and retweet and get on the wheel. All right, let's shut the fuck up and get going, big guy. Here we go. Contest selection tomorrow, man. I will tell you, me and my buddy John Gold, we play pretty high volume, and we play quite a bit of money. I would say more than the average bear for sure. And we were playing 50, 100, a lot of lineups in these $15, man. And it just gets really expensive doing that 3 times a week, and the payout structure is so big that we really have been thinking, we try to really preach sustainability with our bankroll, and not everybody has an endless amount of money to just wait till they bink a big one all the time, right? So we really want to practice what we're preaching, and part of that is not playing in these shit-ass contests. I have sworn that I'm not playing in the big $15 all year. I know it looks great for screenshots when you're part of a 40-person train that splits whatever $38,000. That's awesome. It really is, but that's just not something that I want to do. I don't think it's very sustainable, and I don't like it, and I really don't like risking $3,000 at a time, especially on a piece of shit game like this. So I'm not going to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you some things I do. I like to usually pick 1 or 2 narratives that I really like, and then I go build my set of lineups around that. We're going to talk more about how to do that in a second. And the big one, I love the 20 maxes. I would give anything if they would do like a $100 20 max or a $20 20 max. But right now they have the $3 20 max, the $1 20 max. You can always go throw it in the $5. You can go do 20 in this $5 contest down here. They're all just so much better. The payout structures are so much better. It's such a realistic chance of hitting it. And what I like to do is I like to build around that one narrative. And if I have a narrative, like let's say tonight my narrative is the Giants are going to blow out the Cowboys. That's not going to be a very combative narrative, right? My narrative is usually a counter narrative to what everybody else is projecting, right? So if I want to go with that, well, some people say, well, just go do a single entry, right? Well, the problem is whenever you're projecting the Giants blowing out the Cowboys, there is a good combination of probably 8 to 9 plays that can very likely do well in that kind of narrative, right? So I want to make sure that I can mix and match that. So I find myself really enjoying that 20 max range. The problem is there's no great 20 maxes if you want to play at a higher level. So maybe you go do the $3, the $1, throw your favorite ones. This $33 is not bad either. Problem is it's a 150 max, so the big boys can still get in there for max, but it's still a lot better than the big $15, right? Those are some good ones to check out. You can never go wrong with any of the single entries. So that's my advice to you there, right? Stay away from that big $15. It's not very sustainable. I know you all want to chase the dreams, but I'm telling you, what's more fun than fucking thinking you're going to hit $1 million? It's just actually hitting 25,000. That's way more fun. I'm just going to let you know. It's a guy that's done it a few times. It's way more fun to actually hit good prizes than dream about hitting big ones. I'm just going to tell you. There you go. That's it for contest selection. Let's get over to it, right? This is Run the Sims, right? If you don't know, Run the Sims is the best tool assisted site out there. Basically, you can go input everything you want. We have the generic inputs in there right now, but the great thing about the site is if you think this game's going to play out a different pace, a different score, whatever you think it's going to be, different guys are going to get more usage. You go change those numbers, and it will spit out how often those players turn up in the simulations. I honestly don't know how you can do Showdown and not use this site. If you're interested in it, they have a 20% off code DEGEN75, DEGEN75. A lot of people have signed up. Not one person has not renewed. It's fucking awesome. So here is the slate for tomorrow, right? If you don't know, it's a really, really crappy total, right? We got a 39.5 point over-under and a 1 point line. Giants are slightly favored, right? And so because of that, I think you're going to get a lot of the same narratives that you got, what was that, on the Thursday night game, the boring-ass game that was. But that actually ended up being a little bit more shootout-y than people were thinking, right? And I played the counter narrative and did really well in that one, right? I did a lot of Deontay Johnson. Problem is I didn't have enough David Njoku. I had him, just not in the fucking captain spot. So it was good, and I had the counter narrative that it wasn't going to be, oh, the wind's blowing, they can't pass in the wind, they're just professional athletes. Get the fuck out of here with your stupid narratives. And so this week, I think a lot of people are expecting a slow, boring slog of a game again. So, I'm going to be looking for a narrative that not everybody's going to play. I think kickers and defenses are going to be very popular tomorrow. Both the quarterbacks are priced under 10,000, which typically makes them pretty popular. But I got takes. I got my own opinion, right? You run with your own. I can already tell you my narrative is going to be this. And me and John actually consulted on this before he passed out drunk. And it's that we're betting Cooper Rush is probably not going to be as efficient as he was in his opening game, right? Everybody said, you got to play the Bengals defense against Cooper Rush. He's the backup. Well, I mean, the problem with that is the Cowboys know they got a backup and they're going to protect him and not have him just back there gunslinging 58 times a game, right? They're going to put him in situations where he's not going to get in too much trouble. However, if the Cowboys do get behind, I really think that Cooper Rush is a quarterback that, could show his ass a little bit. So I actually am kind of enjoying the narrative of give me a big giant stack. I think Daniel Jones is due for a breakout. I refuse to believe he sucks this bad. As you can see, he is one of the highest leverage players on the chart. He's actually coming in at almost 70% of the leveraged lineups. He'll be in the optimals. There's no way his ownership will be 70% tomorrow. We'll get some ownership up. By the way, it's like midnight right now, so really I should say tonight. It's just no way I'm waking up bright and early in the morning and recording this. So I'm doing it late Sunday night. If you wonder why I keep saying tomorrow like a dumbass. Daniel Jones, I'm a big believer he's going to bounce back. The nice thing that Daniel Jones gets you is he has so much more rushing upside than Cooper Rush. What? You ever think about the irony of that? Anyways, so I'm real big on a giant stack tomorrow. Saquon is bounce back city, right? Daniel Jones. Cooper Rush is actually still a viable play. Even if I think the Cowboys are going to suck and they're going to get blown out, maybe there is a way that he still backdoors 225 yards and 2 garbage touchdowns or something like that, right? Still works his way into an optimal. The one thing, if you don't know, that's a really big plus is it appears as though our boy Michael Gallup is back. He is priced more than fairly at 7,400, right? That's the ultimate, is he going to make the Dallas Cowboys offense better? If you think that Gallup coming back, I would guess he's going to be limited. I haven't read anything that he is, but he's definitely back. He's practicing in full. We're also going to need to monitor Schultz, Dalton Schultz, the tight end. If either of those guys are out, I think that really bumps up the usage for the Cowboys and makes their pass catchers more appealing, right? If you really think that Dalton Schultz is going to be back and Gallup's going to be back and they're both going to get involved in this passing game, right? You got to ask yourself, who's getting squeezed here? Because Pollard or Elliott's got to get squeezed. There's just not enough. With Cooper Rush as your quarterback and a 20-point team implied total, all those mouths can't be fed, right? They can't all be fed. CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott, Michael Gallup, Dalton Schultz, they can't all get fed. Matter of fact, I would make the argument at best 2 of them can get fed, right? Maybe if Dak was there, maybe 3 or 4 of them can eat. But for 5 guys to eat with Cooper Rush as your quarterback with a 20-point total, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. It's not going to happen. So what I will be doing is the Cowboys especially are overpriced, right? These Cowboys are way overpriced. Pollard, Elliott are overpriced. Gallup is overpriced relative to us not knowing his comeback status. CeeDee Lamb has not looked great this season. He's going to have a hard time paying off a $10,000 price tag, right? So to me, it would seem like the logical play. And crazy enough, I think it'll actually be the pivot because I think people will like Cowboys more in this game than they'll like Giants. And so because of that, I think that you can start out a lineup with Jones and Barkley. And then they have so many great values. They're pass catchers. There's so many values that you just got to get the right one. Sterling Shepard would appear to be the obvious one, but I'm just telling you, as a Sooner fan, Sterling Shepard just never gets it done. I would think a guy like Richie James or something, is probably, David Sills is even somebody who's getting some targets. Those are the kind of guys I'm targeting. I think you could easily run 5 Giants. Go run their kicker, their defense, Saquon Jones, and whatever receiver you like, and then run it back with one Cowboy that gets there. And I don't think a 5-1 build is going to be common at all. Maybe a 5-1 Dallas to Giants, but I don't think many people are going to be running a 5-1 Giant stack. So that's just something to consider. That's the kind of strategies I'm considering to get different, right? What I won't be doing is running, 2 kickers against each other in this game because very rarely do they get there in the same game. And if I'm playing the Giants are going to blow them out, you're probably not going to want to play Dallas's kicker because if they're behind, they're not going to be settling for field goals. By the way, this is my fucking narrative. You make your own, right? If you came here for picks, new guy, wrong channel. I don't give them. I ain't a fucking tout. But what I will tell you is I don't play 2 kickers together, and I also don't play 2 defenses together. I don't care how much of a slog I think this game's going to be. I'm not going to do it because NFL, both defenses rarely get there. Maybe in a game with really bad weather and truly anemic offenses. But with this many stars in the game on both sides of the ball, there's going to be some points scored. And I honestly think that the Cowboys will be relatively conservative until they get behind. And so I don't know. I don't love both defenses. So. That's where I'm at. Not playing both defenses in the same lineup, not playing both kickers in the same lineup. And the other big take is I'm definitely not afraid to stack Jones and Barkley together. I think it's a very, very easy world that they both get there. What I will tell you is if you're trying to get cute stacking Pollard and Elliott together, I think it's a fool's errand. I think you're being a dumbass. Can 2 running backs get there? Yes. Can 2 running backs that are that good get there? Yes. Can 2 running backs that are that good get there if they're in a script that they're ahead? Yes. But can 2 running backs that are that price both get there? I don't know, man. It's really hard. Like, you're almost needing both of them to get a touchdown and both of them to get around 100 combined yards and a couple catches to pay off those price tags for a showdown lineup. So I think with Zeke or Tony, I honestly could make a pretty good argument to play neither of them. But if you're going to play one, I would only play one. I would not play them together and try to get cute that way. That's just a way that I think you're going to hurt yourself, right? Noah Brown is way overpriced at $6,800, but you got to wonder, why is he still showing up in the optimal 33% of the time? I think that we are assuming that Michael Gallup is not going to get a huge target share on his first game back, right? He's going to go out there. He's going to run some routes. He might get 3 targets the whole game. And if that's the case, I think people are going to forget about Noah Brown. Right. So if I see something that, that we get official word that Michael Gallup's going to be limited to X amount of plays, or in some weird world where, Schultz is out or something like that, anything that gives a little bit more usage to the passing game, I think Noah Brown could be a really sneaky run back for the Cowboys. Maybe a Cooper Rush and Noah Brown get there, right? That would be a sick run back with 4 Giants. That's the kind of unique thinking you got to do if you're playing in these contests with over 100,000 people, right? You're going to have some weird combination like that. Because most people are going to run out your basic, run-of-the-mill lineup tomorrow. They're going to go put in an optimizer and say, oh, that's the best lineup. That's what I'll play. Like, literally, you'll see some weeks where, there's a train of 340 people sharing the exact same lineup. I think I saw it on Twitter that 1,300 people had the exact same lineup on Thursday night, and then that touchdown at the end fucked them or something like that. I don't remember. It was funny, though. Maybe, yeah, it was something like that. So there you go. That would be my big takeaway. If you want some really sneaky guys to play, I think the sneaky guys to play in this game, it's simple. It's just New York Giants pass catchers. Who's that going to be, right? I think Sterling Shepard is going to be lower owned at 7,600. I just don't think there's any way he will be above 40% ownership. And if he's really going to show up in the generic optimals 47% of the time, well, then that becomes a real play to consider, right? But if you really want to get sneaky, go find the Giants that you think could catch some passes, right? I would say that probably the most likely candidate, just looking at our generic things here, would be Tanner Hudson. Showing up at 15% in the optimals, that $1,600 price tag helps a lot, right? David Sills at $5,000. No one's going to play David Sills at $5,000 because he's not a $5,000 receiver. But all he needs is 3 catches, 48 yards, and a touchdown, and he gets there, and he's probably in the GPP winning lineup. and he'll probably be, I can't imagine he'll be more than 5% owned, right? Maybe Bellinger, he's showing a little bit. I think that's getting a little too cute there, especially at that price tag. I feel like Bellinger should be 2,400, not 4,400. But to me, that's the real key to winning this. Finding which Giants pass catcher to stack with Jones. Maybe Jones can just get there, Jones and Barkley, the kicker and the defense, and then run it back with 2 Cowboys. But I think he's probably going to need to get one pass catcher there, right? He's going to need to throw at least one touchdown. He's going to need to get those yards to somebody. So, go with your one pass catcher. And I think that all of the Giants pass catchers are going to come in criminally underowned. I don't think I could run 2 of them. I don't think Daniel Jones is the kind of guy that can get 2 guys there, 2 pass catchers there. Maybe a Shepard and a tight end, but all these guys that are 5,000 or more, Daniel Jones just doesn't pass enough. He's not enough volume to probably get 2 guys there. So just be aware of that when you're making your lineup. I would think that a Daniel Jones and 1 receiver, if you're going to go with that, then maybe start looking at a kicker or a defense for that next spot, because there's a good chance that a kicker or defense for the Giants or the Cowboys, whatever side of the ball you're playing, is going to outscore Daniel Jones' second receiving option you throw in there, right? That's just the stats. I can't imagine Daniel Jones is going to have 320 yards and 3 touchdowns. If he does, more than one pass catcher will get there, but I fucking doubt it. I think this game's going to be a bit slow, but I think that it's going to be more score heavy than people think, right? I think you're just going to see some big plays, and big plays, but still a relatively low score in the game. I think it will stay right around the 40-point total, but at the same time, I think that fantasy scoring will be higher than people are anticipating. I'm really just going to chase the Giants side of this. That's me. That's my narrative. You make your own fucking narrative, because remember something, new guy. I don't give a shit who you play. All I ask is that you be smart in the contest you pick, you understand the guys that you're playing, and you make sure that they fit a narrative. And most of all, anybody you play them enough so that you have leverage on them, right? If Saquon Barkley is going to be 50% owned tomorrow and you're playing him in 50% of your lineups, really you don't have any leverage on him. I would encourage you, if you're going to play a guy, to make a point to be pretty significantly overweight on him, right? So then if he does hit, you get there more than the rest of the field. That's how you want to be thinking, right? Once again, go check out this Run the Sims. DGen75 is the code, DEGEN75. If you really, really like the cut of my jib, come over to the Discord. We're almost 300 members deep. And over there, me and John do exclusive content for all of them, way more than we do here. This is just the generic overview of the game to help you learn a little bit about this from somebody who does this shit kind of for a living. So there you go. That is the Showdown Hoedown. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you come check out some of my other shows. We'll be here all week. We'll definitely be back Tuesday for the week-long preview. Good luck tonight. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter if you ever have questions. I try not to big dog anybody. Kick some ass tomorrow. I hope you enjoy my outro, you motherfather.